And welcome back to Community Crossroads. We are in Washington today. Aside from this beautiful waterfront we've had the pleasure to work from today, this area has so much more to offer.
Yeah, there's so much history here in this area. Also in just Beaufort County, just 15 miles up the road is North Carolina's first incorporated town. It's Bath, and I had a chance to take a look at that in our 5 o'clock hour. You got a chance to see that. If you missed it, we're going to tell you where you can find it. But Bath is full of history, and it's all within walking distance there. The homes of critical North Carolinians, the oldest church building in the state, built in the early 1700s. Some of the most beautiful views I think I've ever seen here in the East. You must take time to visit Bath. If you haven't, it is a quick and easy trip. Absolutely.
It is, and I got a chance to visit and explore Washington. If you did not know it, Jeff, this town was named after General George Washington before he became our nation's first president. And I will tell you also, I learned very quickly what to call this place and what not to call it.
Well, I grew up knowing it as Little Washington.
If visitors from outside of the area think of Washington affectionately when they say Little Washington, then that's the way we want to leave them, with a good impression.
And a good impression is what we got when we explored the town. Whether you simply call it Washington or Little Washington, there's plenty here to keep us coming back.
Everybody you talk to here is going to tell you something a little bit different. Maybe it's the water, maybe it's the history, maybe it's the shopping, maybe it's the restaurant.
And it was all those things that kept us busy. Located on the northern bank of the Pamlico-Tar River, the town of Washington has a rich history that dates back to the late 1700s. Present day, it's the scenic waterfront of its downtown that offers visitors everything from world-class restaurants, antique stores, and more. A period of downtown revitalization which began in the early 1900s continues today.
Well, as a resident of Washington, I think it's a great thing because it's bringing more tourism into the town. It helps the economy.
And a few blocks away, the North Carolina Estuarium. It boasts more than 200 exhibits, showcasing the state's unique ecosystem. A few of its features: baby alligators, blue crab, and of course snakes. Outside the facility, a very interesting piece of history, a storm warning tower.
There were two women who were responsible for raising and lowering the storm warning flags from 1900 up through about 1980. About a year ago, we decided we wanted to try to move it downtown, and the people who owned the house donated the tower. These are the storm warning flags.
Ray Midget is a resident and volunteer. Now every morning he serves as a displayman, changing out the flags to reflect the current weather conditions. It's a practice that he says represents the area well.
We're trying to let people know that Washington does have an important maritime history.
And in the shadows of the storm tower, yet another piece of history, Castle Island.
There was a shipyard on there, shipbuilding, and warehouses where they would transship goods from coming down the Tar River and load them onto ocean-going vessels. And it also was a fort during the Civil War.
And that's all gone now, but it's still a conversation piece worth doing more research on.
Probably about 10 or 15 years ago, there were a herd of goats out there that were used to try to keep the vegetation down, but something happened to the goats. I'm not real sure, but they disappeared during a hurricane.
A couple of blocks away, the old Beaufort County Courthouse, dating from about 1786. This is the second oldest courthouse building standing in North Carolina. It's now home to the Beaufort Hyde Martin Regional Library. Inside, once you get permission from the lending desk and the key, the original courtroom can still be viewed on the second floor. It's one of only a handful of surviving federal courthouses in the state and is listed in the National Register of Historic Places. On the wall, a portrait of Henry, Duke of Beaufort, the Lord Proprietor for whom the county was named. The library also houses paintings and sketches of historic buildings in Washington, some of which are no longer standing.
That's a lot. You did a lot in just a couple of minutes.
But I didn't get a
there.
chance to do as much as I wanted to, Jeff. That's just how much, we can only put in a newscast. But I tell you what, catch up on everything we've done on our Community Crossroads series. You can go to our website, WNCT.com.
Yeah, I know a lot of people are looking forward to the Bath piece. The people in Bath are wanting to see that. If you missed it at 5, that's at WNCT.com.